Exploring Kom Ombo Temple. The soaring columns of the Great Temple of Kom Ombo rising dramatically above the Nile's bank, are one of Egypt's iconic views. This temple dedicated to the gods Sobek and Haroeris is a reminder of this area's importance in ancient Egypt due to its prime position along the Nile. Pylon, Kom Ombo's regal entrance. Kom Ombo's pylon originally had two gateways, but the left-hand half has completely disappeared, and only the lower parts of the central pillar and the right wing survive. Look to the right-hand front wall to see the gods Sobek, Hathor, and Khons, a hieroglyphic text of 52 lines, and a relief of the Roman Emperor Domitian wearing the crowns of Upper Egypt. Forecourt, the courtyard of Sobek and Haroeris. The forecourt here was originally surrounded on three sides by colonnades, but only the lower halves of the 16 columns remain today. The reliefs here, depicting Tiberius making offerings, are remarkable for the freshness of their coloring. In the center of the courtyard is a square altar base, while along the far side are stone screens. The reliefs on the right-hand stone screen depict falcon-headed Horus and ibis-headed Thoth pouring consecration water over Dionysus, Ptolemy XII, with crocodile-headed Sobek standing to the left. On the left-hand screen, the same scene is depicted, but Sobek is swapped for Haroeris. Vestibule, entering the inner temple. The vestibule's 10 columns are richly decorated with palm capitals, while both the walls and columns are embellished with reliefs. Exploring Kom Ombo Temple. Hypostyle Hall. Two doorways lead you from the vestibule into the hypostyle hall, with its roof supported by 10 papyrus columns boasting floral capitals. On the column shafts, Euergetes is depicted making offerings to various gods, while the reliefs on the walls show him in converse with the gods. Between the doors from the vestibule is the sacred crocodile of Ombos. Between the doors leading into the rear part of the temple are reliefs of Euergetes II's elder brother, Philometor, making an offering to the falcon-headed Haroeris. Head to the northern side of the wall to examine the finest stone relief of the hall. Here, you can see the falcon-headed Haroeris presenting the Ptolemaic era pharaoh, with the curved sword of victory and the hieroglyph for eternal life. Just behind the pharaoh are his sister Cleopatra VII and his wife Cleopatra. Exploring Kom Ombo Temple. Outer passageway. The east walls of the outer passage around the temple are covered with reliefs, depicting the Roman Emperor Trajan making offerings to Egyptian gods. At the northeast corner, he is shown kneeling before two deities. Besides this scene is a set of medical instruments. History of the Temple of Horus, a temple dedicated to the gods of the river. The ancient Egyptian town of Ombos owed its foundation to the strategic importance of its site. Commanding the Nile and the routes from Nubia into the Nile Valley. Its heyday, however, was in the Ptolemaic period, when it was made capital of the Ombite nome. and its magnificent temples were built. This makes its temples young by Egyptian standards. The two principal gods of Ombos were the crocodile-headed Sobek, Suchos, and the falcon-headed Haroeris. Associated with Sobek were Hathor and the youthful moon god Khons. Associated with Haroeris were Tsentnofrit, the good sister, a special personification of Hathor, and Penetawi, lord of the two lands. The remains of the ancient town, now buried in sand, lie at the northeast corner of the plateau. The temple complex, to the south, was excavated and restored by De Morgan in 1893. The temple precinct would have been enclosed by a brick wall, entered on the south side through a massive gateway built by Ptolemy XII Neo-Dionysus. The left-hand, west, side of the gateway has been carried away by the Nile, but the right-hand half still stands.